And it's Ken Kraetzer for CaMMVetsMedia. We're at the Association of the U.S. Army Land PAC Conference in Honolulu, Hawaii, and have a chance to visit with an Army officer from back home in Mount Kisco in Westchester, and that is Major William Reber. Bill, good to see you. What's it like for you to be here at the conference in Honolulu?
It's amazing to be here with many different partner nations, to include Australia, Japan, and Korea. It's been fantastic to meet everybody in Collude and speak about things that pertain to the Pacific.
Well, tell us a little bit. You're from Mount Kisco, right in the middle of Westchester. Tell us a little bit about signing up for the Army. I know you signed up for OCS a little later in life than many.
Yeah, I spent some time overseas in Mexico, actually, picked up the language. But when I got back home, I saw that I thought I'd do some better things in the United States Army. So I decided to, go to the recruiters and take the leap. And it's been a wonderful ride ever since.
Very good. Now, tell us a little bit about what you're doing. You're with the 62nd Medical Brigade, Civil Affairs. Tell us a little bit about your role in the Army now.
Yeah, I joined the Army as a logistics officer and then found my way into the Special Operations community, Civil Affairs. It's a great opportunity to get out into the environment, tactically and operationally. And a job came about to join the regular Army again as a Civil Affairs officer in the 62nd Medical Brigade out of JBLM, Joint Base Lewis McChord in Washington.
Very good. Now, you mentioned some of the places that you've been. Take us through some of the stops in your Army career since OCS and growing up in Mount Kisco.
Oh, well, great. My wife, I, and my three daughters, we started the career out at Fort Lee. But if we're talking international, right, after Fort Lee, we headed over to Fort Campbell, hopped on a plane to Afghanistan for a year in 2011 to 2012 as a logistician, fueling and adding ammo to the birds there. I was in an aviation unit. From there, moved to North Carolina, did some jump school at Fort Benning before going into special operations in North Carolina. From there, moving down to 7th Special Forces Group and working as a captain there for a few years. Made my way to Naval Postgraduate School and had a great combined joint environment there, learning from the Air Force, Marines, and of course the Navy. Great school, earned a master's degree there, headed off for a year in Korea, brought my family with me. Some of the daughters picked up some Hangul and really started to appreciate the culture, of course. The kids loved it, the wife loved it, I loved it. Joined 8th Army as a Civil Affairs officer there. And then now we find our way into Joint Base Lewis McChord and working out of the 62nd Medical Brigade. And the brigade commander blessed me with putting me on global health engagements, which seems to be a large non-kinetic initiative for the United States government and the DoD. And I love the job. It's great.
That's good. Now, tell us a little bit about your family. You mentioned you got a couple of daughters.
Yes. So started out with one, ended up with three. Ages, what do we have? 12, 13, and 16. Teaching the 16-year-old to drive right now. My wife is great. She works half and half, part-time at home, and then we like to do real estate on the side. So we do that as well, and she keeps herself busy and plugged in to the community. She actually does some part-time work with the Military Education Child Coalition, so MSEC, and she's been very involved for over 10 years with that.
Very good. And tell us a little bit about growing up in Mount Kisco. Where'd you go to high school there?
Oh, shoot. Fox Lane High School. Graduated in 1998. Really had a wonderful time in high school. Great peers. Wonderful opportunities there to learn about the area, go in and out of the city. Love New York still, but have moved around, as you can see, through my military career.
Very good. And you joined a little later, several years after college. What made you? What was the deciding factor in joining the U.S. Army?
it was really the adventure of it. I wanted to see the United States. I wanted to see the world, and I thought the Army was the way to do that. It offered great job, educational experience, and really a great sense of patriotism, I feel. And it's not about the pay. It's about the people that we work next to, or that I've worked next to, the great leadership and mentorship from them. And I think they've helped me grow as a person, as a leader, and as a father.
Very good. Any particular highlight? It sounds like your experience serving in Korea has been very positive.
Oh, Korea was fantastic. The people are amazing. The technology that they have there is amazing. Man, what else can I say about the Korean people? Just the land is beautiful. Seoul was a wonderful place to visit several times over. And again, being in civil affairs and a history major in college, I just immersed myself into that culture and did my best to learn about that and the Korean War, which I grew up around Korean vets and really didn't understand it at the time in high school and even in college. But after living in Korea for a year, you see how appreciative they are as a culture and a nation for the U.S. support and the coalition that came in to help free themselves from the northern aggression that they had at the time. And I feel like a part of that after being there for the year.
Very good. My dad served in Korea. Actually, when I was born in 1957, he was a World War II veteran from the Bronx. And lived, and we grew up in Pelham in Westchester. Any thought for the folks back home in Mount Kisco?
Well, I'd like to say thank you. It takes a community to raise a child, and I think Mount Kisco did that very well. So really, I accredit a lot of the things that I've accomplished today from the small community that I grew up in and everyone around there. And my father had a small business there, so he was very well known. And I think that resonated with me. And I find that same community here in Washington where I live, and it feels just like home again. So thank you to everybody out there in Mount Kisco for helping me get to where I am today. Thank you.
Well, it's great to meet someone from back home in Westchester County all the way out here in Hawaii. You've been to Korea. You've been now out of Washington State. Great to see you. And thank you for your service. To Major William Reber, originally from Mount Kisco, now Major serving in the U.S. Army. Great to see you.
All right. Thank you very much. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you. This is Ken Kraetzer for CaMMVetsMedia. We cover cadets, midshipmen, the military, and veterans proudly since 2008. We're at the Association of the U.S. Army Land Pack 2024 conference in Hawaii.